Hi everyone, Jane here. Thank you so much for watching today. Welcome to you all. Today, following on from my mini art supply haul, I thought I would get those Caran Neocolor ones out straight away and get swatching. So this is the tin of 30. I do believe they also do a tin of 40. I think that's the biggest set they do. And then as far as I'm aware, you can also get 10, I think, metallic colours. So I'd already written all the colours down in my swatch book, and this is a swatch book from Lightwish. And I'm just going to go through from the top to the bottom, colouring in my swatches. Now, I'm just showing you as well that I had previously bought the set of 10 Swiss colours, which are sort of like the student version, but I don't think they are. I think they're just small versions of the Neocolor ones. So as I'm swatching, I'm going to pop my Neocolor ones into the pot. And so far we've had lemon yellow, yellow, orange. And what I'm doing is I'm going over it once and then going over it again in the sort of square, the rectangle to the left. So the next one was salmon. And then we've got vermilion. Now the colours in this set of 30 are exactly the same as the colours in the 30 Neocolor 2s, which I also have. This last one was scarlet. For me, that's not a problem because I'll probably use the two in conjunction. This one was carmine, so a cooler red, and then we have pink. I found them perfectly fine to swatch with. This one's purple. I have nothing to compare with in terms of like using the Neo Arts or anything like that. This one is lilac, and then we have violet, then periwinkle blue. So to me, they felt fine. To other people, they may feel scratchy. I mean, they basically feel like a wax crayon, which is essentially what they are, but they are very highly pigmented. Now, I wanted them because I like the idea of oil pastels, but without the sort of unfixable, the non-permanence of them. So in this row we have ultramarine in the first box, then we have light blue and cobalt blue, and then we have turquoise blue, yellow green and emerald green. So pretty standard colours. This is why I sort of went for the 30 set, because I knew I already had the 30 set of the Neocolor 2s and I wasn't too worried about having extra colours. I just want a basic set. Now we have malachite green, which in the Neocolor 2s is one of my most used colours. We have Prussian blue, and then we have dark olive. So I really like this particular row. I think is probably going to be one of my favourite, most used rows. Then we have light olive, ochre and russet. So as you can see, they are very highly pigmented. They don't have, as far as I could see on the packages, they don't have light fast ratings, although on the packaging it does say about them having good light fastness, but they're only going to be used in my journals and sketchbooks anyway. Then we have brown, umber and black, followed by grey, light grey, and finally white, which obviously I had to pop a layer of black Posca pen down so that I could actually test the white, and I was quite impressed with how the white came out, to be honest. So here we go, last couple is the grey and the white, which I did then also dry with my heat tool. So I did put a little bit of white down and then you will see the bottom of my white Neocolor one actually did fall off, and I hadn't realised it straight away. But what I did afterwards was because they are wax, I used my heat tool and just gently heated the end of the Neocolor one and the end of the little bit that I dropped, and then squidged them together just to fix them back, and so far they seem okay. So that is something you can do. There you go. That, you know, if you do have your crayons, I shouldn't keep calling them crayons, should I? They are pastels, but I call them crayons. Now this is where I'm just comparing the Swiss colours to the Neocolor 1 colours, and they look to me to be very, very similar, if not identical. Then I wanted to use them within an actual project. So I've got my Canson art book, which is the Saunders Waterford paper, which is my absolute favourite of all time. I actually love these sketchbooks. I've already filled one. This is my second one. I did also buy one recently because they were on an offer on Amazon UK, slightly cheaper, so I got another one. One of my lovely viewers, thank you to them. I can't remember who it was, but they did leave me a comment to let me know. And I have to admit, I have just recently bought the A4 version as well, so that will probably be popping up in some videos because I like the idea of a bigger size. Now I'm starting off with the Neocolor 2's, which is why you can see they are water soluble, because I wanted to use the two in conjunction, because that is for me the ideal, is to be able to use the same colors or similar colors, or just don't have to use them together, but I thought it would be fun to do that in this project. So I've just grabbed some colours. Now there is no planning to this particular project. I was just wanting to get colour down, to play around with the two mediums and to see what I could do. So that's why I am literally just scribbling circles on here, adding water in, dipping them in the water, taking colour from the tip, which are all things you can do with the Neocolor 2's. And you can also use them dry. However, I don't tend to use them that way. I don't like the idea that they could then sort of be dissolved at any point in time. So now I'm going in with the Neocolor 1's and I'm going just through the stencil. And this is where I say that I like the idea of things like oil pastels. I did get some oil pastels. I have the Mungio galleries and they are beautiful to use. They have a lovely feel. But the thing that puts me off using them is always that they are either going to be permanently not wet, that's the wrong word, sort of sticky, tacky, not dried, or I have to fix them with a fixative, and I have the Sennelier one and you have to add layers of it, and even then there's still a little bit of lift. So I wanted something that gave me that same vibe as the oil pastels, but that I wouldn't have to fix. And that is what I like about these crayons. So for me, I'm mostly probably going to be using them in this sort of way, where I just want to add finishing touches or, layers on top. So I'm just brushing off the crumbs of some of the wax. And here I'm just showing you how, even when I add water over the top, they don't move because they are wax, so they resist the water. I wanted then to see if I could add acrylic over the top still, and certainly in this type of way I was able to. I'm pretty sure that if I tried to add it maybe directly over the top, I might struggle a bit more, but if I use something like an acrylic marker directly onto the wax, but that's highly unlikely that I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going through with this stencil. It's a really old stencil. It's just circles. So, I'm sure there are plenty of us on the market. So as usual, I will list what I can in the description box below, but I'm not going to list each colour that I use because I'm just using a selection from each of the 30 sets. I wanted to just emphasise those little bubbles as I saw them. So I'm just going in with my white Posca pen. I think this was the 3M, which I usually use the 1M, but I fancied something a little bit chunky. I did find that my pen, when I first put it down, was really nice and white, and then it was sort of sinking into that paint. So I went back over a few of them with another layer. And the colour I used for the acrylic paint, which was Amsterdam, was I think greyish blue, I think it's called. But again, I will list that in the description box. So I'm just going through, and where I couldn't fit a whole sort of line and dots, I just added a little dot. So I was having a think then about what I wanted to do, and I decided I wanted to see how the white Neocolor one would go over the top of some of this colour. Now I wasn't pressing very hard, I just wanted to add a little bit of lightness, and I was really pleased with how this white turned out. So this could be one of my favourite things to do in the future, is to use this when I want to just add a little bit of lightness to something. So it won't obviously colour it totally white, it is only a wax crayon, but it certainly gives a much a sort of a lighter effect to those circles there, which I really enjoyed. So now we're just taking off the tape. This was just a blue painter's tape that I think I got from Amazon in a set, so it's no particular brand. And this little sentiment. I think it's from Lemon Creation, and I'm just popping that on with a little bit of glue. So thank you ever so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, do please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, that would be fab if you could hit that subscribe button, and if you see the hype button, that would be great as well. And at the end, I would like to say a big thank you to my super supporters, my YouTube members, and you will see a list of their names in just after this part of the video as well. And so until the next time, thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.